everyone. Welcome to Switchcraft, the Fingerboard podcast. My name is Jana, and this time I'm sitting here with someone from halfway across the globe. So, everyone say hello to Bijan.
Hello. This is Bijan. Yes, all the way from California. So happy and grateful to be on your podcast, Hannah. And I am the CEO and founder of Playhouse Fingerboard Shop, a brand new shop opening up right here in California in Los Angeles. And, we're excited, ready to hit the scene.
Nice. I think soon I will have talked to pretty much every brick and mortar shop, and I hope the list keeps on growing.
Oh yeah, same here. Same here. I hope we all continue to push the scene forward and just develop, new generations of fingerboarders and just keep it going. And I think the potential on the scene and for shops is the roof, where we can
Mhm.
go and where we can actually take the scene. I think we can go far. And I'm here just to support anything that I can
Yeah.
do to push the scene forward. That's what I'm here for.
Let's talk a bit about you before we jump into the actual shop. So, yeah, how long have you been fingerboarding and how did you find fingerboarding?
Yes, good question. Well, just like everyone else probably in the scene, I was a kid when I first touched the fingerboard. When tech decks first came out. I'm about 31 now, so anyone around my age or a little older
Yeah,
remembers when tech deck hit the scene. You go to your KB Toys, Toys R Us. You'd be hyped to get an extra set of wheels or anything like that. So yeah, I
yeah.
started back.
Trucks
Yeah,
when they broke.
So I started back then. And just like a lot of us, I kind of fell off, continued doing my kid things. Sorry, the baby's coming in here now. All right, hold on.
No worries.
Sorry, baby, you gotta go out or you gotta be in the interview. I just don't want to make all the noise, so I apologize for that.
That's fine.
What you gonna do, baby? You gonna be in the interview? All right, then you gotta come here. Then you gotta talk, because you can't just disrupt. If you're gonna be on, no, you gotta come here. Then you gotta be a part of the interview. He wants to tell the story too, I guess. So this is Domani. He actually has a fingerboard page, Domani Baby FB. This is Domani.
Nice.
And did you? I'm sorry. Did you want to?
No, just continue.
All right, perfect.
I think it's fine to keep this in here.
Yeah, no. So I'm sorry. What was the question? The baby threw me all off.
We talked about how you got into fingerboarding
Oh
and
yes,
you
yes,
said
yes.
that
So
you started as a kid and fell off.
yeah, as a kid, and then fell off, and I actually got back into it as an adult back in the end of October, November. So I'm still very fresh and very new to the scene. My friend actually got me back into it. I remember maybe about a couple of years ago, we were actually in a recording studio, and he built like his own park and had a fingerboard. And I was like, oh, so, I just got excited and I started to
Mm-hmm.
play with that. And then I didn't even get back into it for a couple of years. But I remember back in October, um, I don't know what it was. I just had this urge to go get a tech deck, and I went to Target, bought like three of them. I didn't even notice that there was still like a whole scene, a whole world.
Mm-hmm.
I was not hip to anything. I was so clueless. Um, and I thought I was doing something. I'm like, oh, I'm about to make videos. I thought I was about to do something that nobody was doing. And I got so obsessed with just fingerboarding again, like I couldn't even pass a Target or a Walmart or anything without stopping. It didn't matter what I was doing. I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta pick up a tech deck. I gotta do something, pick up obstacles, just something.
Nice.
And I remember I started researching online and came across the tech deck Instagram. And I remember they showed a couple of clips of people. and I was mind blown. I was mind blown of what I was seeing, the tricks I was seeing people do. And one of the first people I actually started to talk to, it was actually two people. It was a guy named PJ, aka Finger Breaks, and my guy Johnny, aka JG Fingerboard. I just randomly hit them up just to ask questions, and they were very cool, very responsive. They told me things, and I was already, starting to make my clips and my post on my regular Instagram. But
Mm.
after I talked to them, they kind of gave me the okay to make my, my official Fingerboard Instagram. So I gotta shout them out because they're like, without them, I probably wouldn't have even made my own Instagram page. So shout out to Finger Breaks and JG Fingerboard.
Yeah, I only got Instagram because of fingerboarding. So
Oh, really?
for me, yeah, 'cause didn't use it before. And yeah, when I was at the Aussie Berlin shop, yeah, they kept going on about Instagram. Was like 4 years ago ish, maybe a bit more. And yeah, I was like, okay, I'll get one just for fingerboarding. And yeah.
Yeah, no, and I instantly I just became so obsessed. I became a student. I was looking
Mm.
up all the YouTube videos, looking up all the top people in the scene. Just whoever I thought was cool. I was just contacting people. Asking how to do certain tricks. And shout out to
Mm.
Kelsey Fingerboard and Chubby Muffin, because for the people who just come into the scene and you look up on YouTube, they will teach you.
They're what you find. Yeah.
they're right there. So shout out to
Yeah.
them too. They definitely have helped me with at least my basic tricks. You know.
Did you also come across the undialed fingerboard stuff, or
No, I
okay?
just
Because I thought they were like because I imagined that being the first thing that comes up when you search for fingerboarding on YouTube, since they are, I think, the channel with the biggest subscribers,
yeah,
because they're non-fingerboarding stuff.
right. I think when I looked up, I'm not even gonna lie. I think Kelsey was one of the first people that I saw, and I was just looking up how to do
I mean,
tricks.
I mean that makes sense because Kelsey is also has quite a lot of subscribers, and
Yeah, for sure. And even there were just old videos, and like I said, I was just a student, so I was trying to go back to the history of it, and just learning about Mike Schneider, just everybody, just the whole scene. I would be driving and just looking at clips, and I was so obsessed and such a big student, uh, and that's why I fell in love with the scene, and that's why just led me to creating the shop in the first place.
and now you're part of a podcast where we basically only talk about history. So
Right. And that's why I love your podcast, because for anybody who's in the scene, who's new, this is where you need to come to, because you will
yeah,
learn so much. And just
I think it to to I think the barrier to entry is quite high to listen to this podcast,
mhm.
since it's much more in depth than other podcasts, even like in the non-fingerboarding world. Like this, I imagine this podcast being something that people only listen to that are super in the scene or super passionate about the scene.
Yeah.
And I always think, okay, do most people know the stuff already? Because to know this podcast and to listen to this podcast, you probably need to know quite a lot about fingerboarding already. So it's always a tight line for me
Right.
to
And
see what topics I talk about.
I feel like I'm the perfect person to probably answer that question for someone who's, I've had my time in it now, but for someone who's brand new to the
Mm.
scene, who absolutely knows nothing, your podcast is awesome. It's the shit. You know, it,
Nice, thank you.
you go, you talk to all the companies, you let people know who's who. You go in depth with
Yeah.
things. You go, just you have so much knowledge of the scene that if anybody wants to learn the history, they can just put on your podcast like I do. Play YouTube. Let the whole playlist
Yeah.
play. Deanna got
Yeah,
skills out here. She's tough,
thanks. Yeah, I also sometimes think, yeah, by now I'm probably one of the few people who listen to a lot of fingerboard history, because I like you said, I talk to so many people,
hmm
and I uh, I keep waiting for fingerboard events to happen again,
mm.
and it's a dream of mine to do like a pub quiz on the next fingerboard event, and do like, yeah, see who knows stuff about fingerboarding. And
Right, right. I think
mm,
that'll be
'cause-
awesome. I think that'll be awesome.
yeah,
And people like you are very important. Like I don't know if people give you, you know, enough recognition, enough credit. Like you're very important to this scene, and I just want to thank you and let you know that. You know,
thank you to say that.
you know.
But I think people like you are even more important to the scene, because I think the whole setting up a physical location is something that just can't be replaced. Like,
Right,
I don't know if I would have gotten back into fingerboarding if it wasn't for the As Berlin shop, because I kind of kept tabs on the fingerboard scene the whole time. Like, I wasn't like super involved, but once every like once a year or something, I would go to YouTube and find some clips. Or but I was not like I never forgot about fingerboarding, but I didn't know who Mike Schneider was when I came back. Like,
right,
it wasn't like I was super involved. And only when I walked into the shop and was welcomed with open arms and had people to fill me in about the 9 years that I missed about fingerboarding,
right.
like, those are the things that kept me coming back, and then that kept me getting back into the scene as a whole. And I think that's something for getting people that used to fingerboard when they were kids, and also people who are just getting started or don't know anything about fingerboarding. Because I see that at the As a Berlin shop quite a lot, where it's in a very touristic part of the town,
hmm
and it's it's like right on the edge of the main tourist street.
hmm
So it's not like a lot of tourists wander by there, but it's a general area that's quite touristy. So there, like, when the shop is like normally open, like not in the current times,
hmm
there's so many people just wandering in, don't know anything about fingerboarding, and just basically take a tour through the shop, see, look at the basement, look at all the graffitis, and maybe get like a couple words from TKY or Ramon
Right,
to tell them what fingerboarding is about. And like, if someone comes in with a skateboard, they're usually stoked to see this and be like, okay, you can actually do tricks and can
right.
control it and stuff like that. And I've seen so many people coming in like randomly and then coming back and then buying another deck like a couple of months later, or
Right.
a pair of trucks. And I think this is so important for a scene to grow, to have people to help you, and to have people that are better than you. Because I play so many games of skates, and I usually play with people that are better than me. And
hmm
because of that, I felt that I improved quite fast. Like, if I weren't at the shop, I would have never progressed that fast.
Right. And just to add on to everything that you said from the beginning of welcoming you with open arms, that was one of the main things why I fell in love with the scene, because everyone that I was talking to was so kind and so opening and so, warm and just supportive. Anytime I had a question or anything I needed to know anything, people answered right away, and it was all love. It wasn't you're not good at this, you're not good at that. It was all love, and that's what made me fall in love with the scene. um and and as far as the physical shop, like you say, where the Berlin shop I see is, I would like to get a second shop even on the west side of LA, because where we are, we're
Mm,
like on the east side of LA, and it's on a main street. But because of COVID and everything, it kind of hasn't been
mm.
too busy around. Um, but hold on, we're gonna pause right there. Sorry, I wanted to add on to some stuff, but I forgot.
That's behind the scenes.
That's the blooper section.
Maybe we'll just do another interview in a year or so.
Oh yeah,
Or
no, no worries, no
uh,
worries.
yeah.
Um,
Have you had any like regulars establishing at the shop so far? Like people that come in regularly?
yeah. So my partner, Finger Flip, he handles all the marketing and stuff. So he's actually hosted some sessions. We've actually had some private events, and we definitely do have some regulars that come through here. I hate to forget anybody, but shout out to Worthless Profit. Shout out to
Oh yeah, I've
Fingerboard.
been following him for ages
Yeah,
because
yeah, he's a
he
beast.
also has like a insane collection and even more completes than I do, and that's usually a tall order.
Oh yeah, no, he's a beast, and there's a couple of them. I believe his homie Dre, Cool Hands, Cool Fingers. Who else we got? Fingerboard Friday. My boy Jocko, he comes through here. It's a few of them. We got another kid that comes through here. Can't remember his Instagram name, but like I said, I hate to forget the names, but
Mm,
they're definitely, we've established at least just 10, at least 10 regulars, and we haven't even opened.
yeah,
Literally everyone we've invited has been a select group of people. Nothing has been open to the
yeah,
public, but everyone that has come through has had fun. They've given us much love and support. Everyone's excited,
nice.
to have a
Yeah,
shop. Um,
yeah,
and the whole reason why I even wanted to make the shop was, once going back to the being a student and just learning the scene. Once I
mm,
saw the Aussie Berlin shop, I was just like, yo, why don't we have a shop out here? And I was brand new, so it was just like
yeah.
I was mind blown at all the stuff that I was seeing.
Yeah,
And
and especially LA, because LA has been a hotspot for quite a while now. Like, I would say, like, from cities that don't have a shop or at least a well-known location, because I would count something like Porto with Pateo and Boston with Mike.
hmm
Like, outside of those cities and Berlin, like LA has always been the city that I heard like multiple things about. Like so many companies are from there. Like I think there's the G8 session or something. Isn't that
yep,
also in LA?
yep, G8
And Sorry also
hmm
hosts things there. And yeah, there were like always things popping up, and I always was like, I think LA should have a shop eventually.
no, definitely. And yeah, and once I started seeing the G8, even Slush Co, we're actually
Oh
in
yeah,
two different counties though. So, they're in Orange County, and we're in LA County. So it's actually two different counties. We're not too far from each other though, maybe about 45 minutes. But when I was, first just looking into the scene, I was just trying to figure out, why doesn't LA have a shop, you
yeah,
know? And as I'm beginning to dig into the scene and just doing my research and, getting to know everyone and building relationships, a lot of the companies come from Southern California. So that was also another motivation for me to open up a shop, just to have somewhere where our companies can come and have a home front. And because it's just not
yeah,
about me or Playhouse. Like, it's really a shop for the community. So
yeah.
anybody who wants to be in here, come through. You got a house at Playhouse, a home.
And do you know how many days during the week you will be open once everything opens back up again?
Yeah, my goal is to be open 7 days a week.
Oh,
I want
nice.
to have a place where kids can come after school. I grew up,
Mm,
like all the other kids, skating, riding bikes, playing sports. And I always had somewhere where I could go after school. So that
yeah, me
was a
too.
huge motivation for me, just having somewhere where the local kids can come, after school and just hang out, even if it's from 3 to 8, 3 to 7, just
Yeah,
just somewhere where they can go, and
yeah,
so that was a big motivation for me, just somewhere where people can come after school and on the weekends, we'll go all night, and then the older
yeah,
folks can come hang out later,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I was young, like in Germany, we have they're called youth houses or youth clubs, and in a lot of cases they're owned by the city, but the people who go there are the ones taking care of it. Like when I was like 16 and going there, like other 16-year-olds were doing the bar. Other
Right.
16-year-olds were like someone was a bouncer, like someone kept uh, kept care of like ordering all the stuff in the back end so that we always had drinks there, and like we would organize concerts, and it was a very metal and punk themed thing, so basically everyone there was in that realm of music,
No.
which is also where I picked up a lot of my or developed a lot of my music taste. And I would always go there, like play card games, like just like all of my friends I knew in that time were from there, and just having a place like that where you could go and meet like-minded people is like so important. And now that I'm working like a 9 to 5 job basically, like when it's not COVID, I really really need to go to the shop sometimes. Like if I don't go like at least once a week, I'm like I I just need that for myself to shut down, to mentally shut down and focus on something else and just engulf myself in that world for
Right.
one evening. And
Well, because fingerboarding is very therapeutic.
yeah,
It's very therapeutic. So
and it teaches a lot of patience.
it does. It does. It does. Like you can't just pick up a fingerboard and think you're about to be
Yeah,
nice by tomorrow.
yeah,
It's gonna take you some time, and it's funny,
yeah,
because to my friends and people who don't really like fingerboard, like they think I'm awesome at it. They think I'm great, and I'm just like, you should see the people on my team or the people that I know. Like they're sick, but it's cool. I
yeah.
like.
And people who don't know anything about fingerboarding, like they never know how hard the things you do actually are. Like when I do a nollie heel, it
Hmm.
looks the same as a regular kickflip for them.
Right.
And it took me much longer to learn a nollie heel than it did a kickflip. And yeah, when it comes to like impressing people that don't do a fingerboard, it's usually like just do a flip into something and
Anything.
maybe flip out, like just do like something combo-y, or yeah,
Anything,
as
anything,
long as it flips a lot.
any flip in a land, they're mind blown.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
"Oh my gosh, how'd you do that?"
Especially when you tell them before, like this is what I'm going to do, and then you do the exact same thing, because a lot of people don't don't really get that it's like actually controlled, and be like just punching on the board and it goes flying, and then you put their fingers on it when it lands.
Right.
And yeah, it's,
My
as you
favorite.
know, it's much more than that.
Oh yeah, no. My favorite is when my skateboarding buddies, try to get on it and they can't do
Mm,
it. It's like, yeah, you gotta have some
yeah,
skills. It's a
yeah, and but in the end it works just like it does on the big board.
Oh yeah,
And
no, for sure. So that's
uh,
why, but then that's why they also think that they can probably do some things just,
Yeah.
you know, right away that they probably
Yeah.
can't. Like, nah, you're gonna have to practice it too, just like you practice with your feet.
Just like I thought I can just step on the skateboard again and do a backside board slide, and then I shattered my elbow, and now I have a busted elbow
and
2 years
and
later.
and there it is. And we all do it. We
Yeah,
all do it. We all do
yeah.
it. You know, we all do it. No, for sure.
Um, you mentioned LA-based companies before that, and one thing that immediately stuck out to me, being around a bit when you first posted your space, was some of the parks that you have there. Because I noticed the LAFB stuff, because I used to love that shit. Because to me, those obstacles were some of the coolest builds. Like there's one, I don't think you have that one there, like the curved stair set, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I
It's
don't.
like,
We don't have that one.
yeah, yeah, it's like a brick thing with like two down hovers that are curved.
Hmm.
And I followed that build for like months. Like I always was like, I need to see more work in progress shit. This is so dope.
Right, right,
And
right.
yeah, and the cow spot gap, and yeah. So how did you get those parks? Because I know that LAFB basically disappeared from the scene a while back, and yeah, haven't heard anything from him since. And then I saw the parks at your place and was like, ah, at least those
They're still
survived. And
alive. They're still
yeah,
around, still kicking. With those with the LAFB, I have to give it all to my marketing partner. Fingerfoot.
mm,
He was already tapped in with a couple of people, knew who to get in contact with, and said, "Hey, we need those," and he made it happen. And so
nice.
I got to give it all to Fingerflip on those. He's kind of my experienced guy, so
Yeah,
he's helped me tremendously. And yeah, and we got the Carlsbad Gap, buddy
yeah, that's
Lalo.
dope.
Yeah, buddy Lalo had that one. And he said, "Hey, I need this here with you guys."
Yeah.
And we said, "Hey,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you."
super cool to see those spots because yeah, I always wondered where they went, and yeah,
Yeah, no, they're right here, and we have a lot more parks coming. We definitely got to get our Black River Park in here coming soon. Hopefully before our July 11th opening. But yeah, we have so much stuff to do, so much work to do here. But it's all just the beginning, and
yeah.
where.
How many parks? Oh, sorry.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
How many parks do you have at the moment,
Uh,
and
right
how
now we
many do you plan to have?
right now we have five. We plan on at least getting up to at least 15, 20. We have.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah,
Like,
we have
like Ozzy doesn't like Ozzy only has a handful, but for Ozzy it's usually like very big parks.
hmm
So they have, let me count. They have a Black River Park, the Stone Park. They have two that are built into the basement, and they have like two small plazas, a flat spot, uh, a stair set, and the like concrete top with a marble manual pad and a marble picnic table, the so-called simple spot, and another flat surface, and yeah, and there's also the pop park. So yeah, it's quite a lot when you count it, but I would say it's more like five parks plus a few
for
additional things.
with some spots. Yeah, no, in here,
Yeah.
actually, how we got the building, we got very very lucky, and we came into a good situation. My mom actually had a building where she was opening up a thrift shop,
Mhm.
and but the building was so huge, and like me being such a big fan and so invested in the scene, I said, "Mom, you don't need all this space. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and use these rooms for fingerboarding." She said, "Hey," she said,
I mean,
You know,
that's cool.
yeah. She
If
said,
that works.
yeah, she said if it works, he can take over the whole building. So but no, but this is just our first location, and like I said, we're on the east side of LA. So we plan
Mhm.
on getting another one on the west side of LA. So we want to have at least two shops on, in the city. And that's
That would be dope, and that I think would also be a first. Like, yeah,
pushing the scene forward. That's what we're trying to
yeah,
do. We're just trying to, push the
yeah.
scene forward, and just to even go back on, how it started. You were actually a big
Mhm.
help too, because I remember when I was just reaching out and seeing who I had to talk to. I remember you gave me a few names, and people were very responsive. A lot of people actually wrote me back,
Can't
and
even remember that. But
I think it might have been.
yeah,
I think you might have told me about mezcal or slush coat. I think because I
yeah,
think
could be.
yeah, you know what? I
Yeah,
was getting so many names, and I
yeah.
was reaching out, and I was getting some positive responses. Some people, not yet, but I understood where I
Mm,
was at the time. I understood not a lot of people knew me, so I understood I
mm.
had to come with a little more showing, to kind of get everybody on board. And thankfully to my guy Fingerflip, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I would love to help you, start up. I can help you with marketing. We'll get out to these companies, let them know that
Yeah.
we're here and we're opening up." And that's what he came and did. And his help has been so much because it allows me to continue to do what I have to do,
Mm,
outside of the shop to be able to
yeah.
fund things and things like that. So, his help has been tremendous.
Yeah, I think having a second person is at some point inevitable. Like uh, at the Aussie shop, it was basically just Timo for a while,
Hmm.
and there were other people like floating around that would like uh, basically take care of the counter like 2 days a week or a day a week. But like when Ramon joined officially, and then when Nolly joined officially, like that was like you can actually see the shift in Timo because now he can focus on what he focuses on. Like
Right.
he can do all the ramp stuff and do the like painting and photographing and take care of the online shop and sending out orders and all of that. And now Nolly does the actual creating of the concrete ramps all in the basement, and it's like having multiple people that can all focus on like their area that they're comfortable with.
Right.
Like you could actually see the shift in Timo where he got like way more relaxed and
Right.
yeah. So
It definitely it helps so much, Um, and like I'm sure, if you ask anybody, they probably say, "Yeah, I could have done it all by myself," but really, it's like,
yeah.
it's tough. It's tough, and I'm very happy and grateful to have Lottie, aka Fingerflip, um, just to just his experience, in the
Mhm.
community and his
Yeah,
connections.
I think that's something that also basically is inevitable with shop because I mean it's super cool to have someone that's really fresh into the scene
Hmm.
that wants to do stuff, but I think like having someone who knows the right people and yeah, and also knows like okay, this is a cool company, or yeah, this one is a bit sketchy, like just to just know who you're dealing with. Like
Right.
I think that's something. Without that, I would have been a bit skeptic of it working out. But if there's someone that knows a lot about, or at least been around a bit, that's that's really helpful, I think.
No, no, you're absolutely right, and that's why people like you were very helpful in helping me create it because honestly, it was all just a thought. It was just
Yeah.
just a vision. Even before working out the location, I was just having FOMO. Like, why don't we have a place like this? Like, I was going crazy. Like,
Yeah,
you mean to tell me we
yeah,
have all these companies, but no shop? Like, and
yeah,
that was my determination, just to
yeah.
have somewhere.
And lately there've been so many shops popping up like all over the world.
Oh yeah,
Uh, I think in the States we're at least four physical locations now, if you count Slush Cult, because I think Slush Cult, like, I mean, you probably know more about that than I do, but uh, isn't Slush Cult is like very tiny, like a very tiny location, right?
right.
Yeah,
I actually haven't
and
had the chance to step foot in Slush Code yet, but yes, from what I
mm,
know and from what I hear, it's a very like a small kind of
corner store.
sectional
Yeah,
store, more
yeah,
like a retail store, but
yeah.
definitely designed for
Yeah,
the
not like set up for having parks and stuff.
right. And I like not to not to speak on what they do because I'm not all the way sure, but from
Mm,
what I know, it's more like a retail store that's designed kind of more for like the
mm,
fingerboard community and just a
yeah,
mini shop. I know they have a lot of cool things in there that are mini.
yeah,
It's a really cool
exactly.
shop, honestly.
It's a different concept.
You're right,
Yeah,
and it's an awesome shop. But yeah, like I even said before, even with them, that's in Orange County, which is it's right near us, but it's not like L.A. And I just wanted to
mm,
have that L.A. shop and somewhere where
yeah,
the people here, there's so many companies just in L.A. so local that I just wanted them to have a place to be
yeah.
able to come to.
Since I'm coming from the music and metal
Hmm.
scene, I in the metal scene, it's like very common to have an album release party or like a live stream or yeah, just something when something new happens. And I always felt that in fingerboarding, that could be something that just doesn't exist yet. Like having like a stock release party in a physical location or having like some merchandise that you can only get in that physical store from local companies in that case, and like to just use a store much more as a hub rather than it being just a store, like because in the metal scene or also in Magic the Gatherings, what I also play, like stores are hubs for everything that happens with the community,
Right.
and that's something that where I feel is what I feel is the biggest appeal and the biggest strength of a physical location, because you can be that hub and can be a center of everything that's happening in that local scene.
Yes. No, I agree, and I like that idea. We should definitely have those release parties, stock release
Yeah,
parties, and
yeah,
like I said, that's pretty much what I would love to do. Like I said, anyone who
mm,
can come and promote their company or have their own events here, like anything like that. Like I said, we're here for
mm,
the community. Um, you know, here's a place so everyone doesn't have to go out and pay the rent for the building. Here, come here.
yeah,
Use our
yeah,
building. Because
and
go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
yeah, sorry, and people who don't have a park at home, like so many people just have a desk and like a handful of obstacles, and just being able to actually ride a park, even if it's not with someone else, is something a lot of people don't get to experience for quite a while. And
Right.
when they come to the Aussie Berlin shop, it's like you can see it in their face that it's like, yeah, it's like paradise there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and just having that and being able to film something that's in a different environment than 99% of your clips. Because when I watch Instagram videos or even full parts, if it's all the same camera angle on the same obstacle on the same desk, at some point it just gets repetitive no matter what you do.
Right.
And even if you do the gnarliest tricks ever, it's still, I like, at least for me, I need a bit of switching up in between clips, and like having the opportunity to go somewhere and get tricks on an obstacle you've never ridden before or a park you've never seen before. I think that's something that really stands out to people even long after they've been to a store.
Right,
Like,
right,
oh yeah, I filmed that clip when I was at the store, and yeah,
right. And like you said, just to actually see a park and to be able to ride on a park, and there's a lot of people that don't even know they actually have parks for fingerboards.
yeah,
I remember, when we first picked up our couple of parks, I was showing my neighbor, and he just stared at it for like 20 minutes, and he
yeah,
was just so amazed. He was like, "I've never seen this," and because I remember I was actually telling him that I was going to open up a shop, and he kind of looked at me like a fingerboard shop. Like, what are you talking about, man? And then I brought one of the parks home, and he was like, "Wow, awesome!" And he's actually one of the guys who's going to be making some parks here in the future. So very
ah, cool,
excited. Yeah, very excited.
cool.
Um, and
Yeah, making parks is fun as hell.
oh yeah, I've been seeing you. I've been seeing you doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm like, today I got my fourth 20 kilo bag of concrete, which is, I think I calculated, I think it's something like 70 pounds, 60 pounds. It's a lot.
That
So yeah,
yeah,
I got
that's
my
yeah.
fourth bag today, and this time it's like a different material than the rest. So I hope I can do stuff I couldn't do with the other material. But yeah,
Yeah, see, you're handy and you have the patience. I can't
yeah,
I can't do that. I just have to buy
yeah.
it.
I love building stuff. Like I always have, and doesn't matter the medium. Like it could be code on a computer, could be a video, could be a photograph on my DSLR, could be miniature stuff, sewing. Like, I just like making things, and fingerboarding gives me an excuse to make things.
Right. There you go. There you go. Well, whenever you want to make a Playhouse custom park, we'll pay you.
Yeah, yeah. Some like a team member from the Five Luck team who's from the States was like, okay, when can I fly you out and have you build a park for me?
Exactly. There you go. We got to plan a
Yeah,
summer trip.
maybe I'll do a Canada and US tour
Yeah, there you go. The
eventually.
U.S. Canada tour. Got to do it. The Yana collection coming to
Yeah,
you, to a shop near you. Yeah, we need that. We need that. Stop
yeah.
playing. We
So,
need that. We need those.
yeah. Um, I think I will now transition into a topic I always like to call rapid fire, even though it's anything but rapid. But the idea is to get through these questions, or to answer these questions rather quickly. But if you spend a bit of time on a few of those, doesn't really matter to me. But yeah.
Okay.
Um. First question is, what's your favorite wheels?
Favorite wheels right now would definitely have to be ill pills.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't given them
Actually,
a try myself, but yeah.
yeah, them are dynamics. I actually like dynamics too. They both have
Oh,
a
okay.
nice squeak.
My boyfriend can't be in the same room when I ride on my park because he hates the squeak of your thing.
He doesn't like the
Like,
squeak, and that's the
yeah.
beauty. So that's
Like,
like
gives him
music.
shivers, and he's like, yeah, I have to get out of here.
That's the music.
What's your favorite deck and shape?
Deck and shape. Actually, I'd have to say right now it's my Beast Pants.
Ah,
I
nice.
like the 32 Pharaoh, to be honest. It's been smooth.
The
And
Feral is the low one or
yeah,
the
it's the more
higher?
mild, the low
The,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, and just even going back to, I would have to say my first deck, truly, because my first, professional deck, I'd have to say was from my young man Adam, Pi decks, and that was at
Hmm.
34. Um, and I would have to say, just those two, but I really do like those beast pins. It's nice.
Yeah. I'll hopefully get uh, get to talk to Chris from Beatspan soon, and
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
I'm
You got to.
really looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah, you got to. He's an awesome guy. We actually live probably
Yeah.
like 15 minutes away from each other. He's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. And yeah, his decks. Every time I get some new decks from him, it's like Christmas. That's the exciting part too. I get to be a consumer to all these different companies, and a lot of companies I
Mm.
haven't, been able to try yet.
There are so many.
So
Like,
many, and I definitely want to get my hands in on, the locals and spread out. But
mm,
actually, I have a couple of sponsors myself. Grouchy FBS, he's actually on the East Coast, and Brodex is an up and coming company out in Oregon, and they both make some awesome decks.
nice. What's your favorite trick on flat?
On flat, I have to, I'm still new, so definitely probably like a fakey heel flip or a big heel.
That gives me shivers. I I'm so like I was very good at heel flips, and now I suck at any variation of regular heel flips and fakey heel flips. Like,
Yeah, those definitely are probably my favorite right now. I'm still working on a lot of nollie and switch, so I'd have to say,
my advice would be when you start learning nollie and switch, keep practicing regular ones, because that was what happened to me. Because I was only doing nollie heels and switch heels, and yeah, the regular
and
heels
then you
just
started just being
disappeared.
able to do only one thing, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
now
like that's the weird part. It's
like
like,
and with kickflips it's like not as bad but also bad. Like
right,
my like the first trick I do in any game of skate would always be a nollie flip,
uh huh.
and when my opponent sets a kickflip I'm always sweating a bit and be like, you got this. It's just a kickflip.
It's funny. That's how I get people letters on skate because I'm
Yeah, it's the
obviously not the
basics.
best one, but I love to compete. I have a competitive nature, and
Yeah.
I'll act like I'm gonna win for sure. Like you can't tell me I'm not gonna win. I don't care who it is. But I just I do the easy tricks, ollie and
Yeah.
fake ollie, and those are the
uh,
ones that
uh
people mess up on, and it's so funny.
Backside 180, like just the ollie backside 180
Yeah.
trips people up so many times
Every
because
time.
you don't do that trick. like yeah.
Right. No, yeah, and it's those little tricks. That's how I make my mark in the game. I'm usually the
Yeah.
first one to lose, but I'm gonna
But
get you
you at
some
least
letters.
got them a couple letters.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you some letters. For sure. Believe that.
What's your favorite song right now?
Ooh, my favorite song. Ah,
And I bet you that I never heard of it.
my favorite song. That's a good question. I want to answer this fast. I listen to so much music. I'm actually a very big music guy.
Yeah, me too.
My favorite song. Sheesh, that's so tough. Why can't I think of a favorite song right
I, I'll throw my current one in so you have a bit more time to
now?
think
Mm-hmm.
about something. For me, currently, it's Mystifier from Bewitcher. It's yeah, I think I mentioned Bewitcher in the last recording as well. But yeah, I'm obsessed with the album uh, that they just released, and yeah, it's like metal gets weird with genre names. We have a genre, like a name for every subgenre,
Right.
and this would be black and speed metal or black and roll, and yeah.
Right. You know what? I have to say, one of my favorite songs right now. I truly like it just because it kind of hits home. You know, it's by Nas. It's
Mhm.
called Black CEOs. It's just a black CEO, which
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I am. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that song. I'm
Nice.
actually gonna make an
Yeah.
edit to that song eventually.
Nice. That sounds like an awesome idea.
Yeah. So I plan on making a Playhouse edit to that song very soon. But I do like that song.
Nice. Uh, Outdoor or indoor fingerboarding, or have you actually had a chance to go outdoor fingerboarding yet?
Great question. I love fingerboarding outdoor. I can't even walk around as a normal person. I have to stop. I have to hit something up. I have to try to get a clip. Like, I'm not a normal person when I walk around outside. I absolutely, even when I first started fingerboarding, because I didn't have too much at home, so outside
Mm,
was where I had to, find my spots and where I had to learn. So I'm definitely a fan of outside. Even though
nice.
I haven't,
Yeah,
even though the shop, don't get me wrong, the shop is awesome. I love the vibe, and people can come hang out. But just getting out there and walking around and finding spots
mm.
outside, oh yeah, that's the
I always feel weird like fingerboarding alone outside. Like
best.
I don't mind going on missions with like two or three friends, and I'm actually always looking forward to that when we get to do that in the summer.
Right.
But I I will never go out alone with a camera and try to film something. Like that's yeah, I
No,
yeah,
yeah, no. It's definitely a funny feeling. Anyone who says the feeling is
it's
not
interesting.
funny
Yeah,
would they're telling you a lie. Like, because
yeah,
you're getting all kind of reactions. Some people laughing,
yes,
some people looking at you like, "What is that?" Some people actually like, "Oh, that's cool," But it's all kind of different reactions, and no one really quite knows what you're doing and why you're doing
yeah.
it. But
Yeah, like especially when you're like one time we were at night at a spot and we lit up the whole spot, and that draws a lot of attention when
right.
you're like there with like two or three lights and cameras and like three people, and then there was like a huge crowd of like 20 like youths that were drinking and partying, and they all came over, and I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, and that's also how
can't they just go away? Like I just want to film
I
here.
just want to
Like
film, yeah. But that's also how
yeah,
you connect with people too, who maybe didn't
yeah,
know fingerboarding was still around, or you find those people that used to fingerboard,
yeah.
and they're kind of like, oh, like I didn't know, people still did this. Like I remember one time I was in Target, and this is back when I first started. I was picking up a tech deck, and the guy was so excited that I was buying one that he ended up buying one. He was like, man, like this is awesome. And his girlfriend, like, and I had one and we were just like playing with it at Target. And his girlfriend was just looking at us like, you guys weird, and we were having so much fun as grown ass men in the toy aisle
Yeah.
at Target, you know?
Yeah.
and, and yeah, so, that's why I love outside too. You just never know who you might run into that's like, oh, snap. And now that we have the shop, I like to promote. So I like to walk around with my fingerboard and
Yeah.
it's
That
conversation
and
starter.
and and I think that's something you pretty much have to do. You have to somehow get your name out there and yeah, get people
Yeah,
to
no,
come.
for sure. I keep it on my hip at all times. I
Yeah.
don't leave my house without my fingerboard.
Yeah, me neither. Like so many times when I don't have a fingerboard, I it feels weird.
Oh
Like
my gosh, like going to work without a fingerboard, oh, is the worst.
yeah, like that's actually one of the things I really like about home office, because I'm not a big fan of home office because I always uh like separating between work and home,
Uh-huh.
and but usually I can't fingerboard at work because the desk I have is like very loud,
Right.
and when I fingerboard, you can hear it like 3 offices down, and yeah. So at home, I can like, and because usually, like when I'm thinking about a problem at work, like my hands just grab a fingerboard and I just start doing nollie flips or free shoves, like a trick I can do without really looking at it,
Right.
and will just keep doing that to keep my hands busy while thinking about something. And yeah, that really helps.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I remember because I was working at a assisted living home for about 3 years, and I actually just quit recently to kind of just focus on everything and focus on the shop.
Mm.
But I remember when I would go in there sometimes without my fingerboard and on my like lunch breaks and stuff, I would just be miserable. I was like, I have nothing to do. I
Mm.
wanna film a clip and I have nothing. It's almost worse to leave my phone at home sometimes.
Yeah. What's your favorite obstacle?
um, I would have to say, well, can I use one of the parks at the shop for an example?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, I have to say the LA Theme Park,
I think that's a
Fingerboard
big
Park.
obstacle.
Yeah, I'd have to say definitely the parks here because they're the ones I have the most experience on.
Mm.
So I'm still kind of. But the awesome
Do
thing
do you
about
have
this,
a favorite spot at the LAFB park?
I like the Carlsbad Gap.
Yeah,
Carlsbad Gap. That's
yeah, it's so famous,
yeah,
and it looks so great. Like every time I see pictures of it, I'm like, I fucking love the like oversprayed graffitis.
yes,
Like
yeah,
they are just like the small touch it needed. Like yeah.
yeah. No, for sure. And I do. I can't lie. I like our flat table where we have our games of skate. It was a custom
Mm.
table built by Reed Ramps, and it has Playhouse
Yeah,
Fingerboard
nice,
engraved in it. So I like the way that
nice.
looks too. It's really smooth. Shout out to Reed
Yeah.
Ramps.
What's your Instagram name?
My Instagram or Reed Ramps? Sorry. Mine
Your
is
Instagram name.
Fungi the Fingerer. Fungi the Fingerer.
I this might sound very stupid, but I think I actually just understood your fingerboard handle for the first time.
No, I think but I think a lot of people for the first time when they hear me say it will be like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, yeah. It
I
was the
get it
same thing for me right now. Like,
now. Yes, yes. I was more or less just being funny when I made it, and I just hey,
yeah.
the finger. So yes,
I mean, I also thought I was funny when I made my name, but it's like the name I have on my Instagram account is a name I've been using online like way before I got back into fingerboarding,
right.
and it's a like German play on words that doesn't translate to English. So yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah. Um, concrete, wood, or granite?
Hmm. Are we talking? I like granite to be honest. It's just that
Hmm.
that marble top is smooth, but
Yeah.
if we're not that, I definitely have to say wood over the concrete.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been liking wood less and less, but yeah, it also depends on having the right wheels for wood. Because I think urethane doesn't work that great on wood, or at least not every urethane does.
Hmm.
And on wood, I much more prefer having like a more like a less grippy wheel, uh, like even something like cartwheels, uh, flat face, Black River wheels, Winkless, like something that's a bit more slippery. Because with urethane, it sometimes gives me too much grip.
Right,
Because
right, right.
the wood is also already a bit more grippy than concrete or granite, and yeah.
Right. I think because even for me, because I'm still probably less than like a year in, I'm still
Mm.
finding out what I like the best and my favorites. And
Yeah, and that will keep on
yeah,
happening, I think, especially since you're now exposed to much more stuff. Because with with me being a local at the Asa Berlin shop, I've held so many setups in my hands, like from people just passing through
right, right,
and who are there for the weekend, and like once you get talking to another fingerboarder, eventually you'll switch setups for a trick or two. And I've handled so many brands of wheels, decks. Yeah,
right.
you will be exposed to a lot, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Like we come back in about a year and have the same conversation. I
Yeah,
probably have a different favorite, but that's the beauty of it too.
exactly.
Of of being fresh, you get to do your research and you get to try new things. Um,
Yeah.
one of the downfalls of like opening the shop, it has taken me away from actually like being the consumer and the writer, strictly. Just
Mhm.
because more, you're thinking more of like business things than that. But once we
Yeah.
actually open up the shop, like I can't wait to actually just be like that writer again,
Mhm.
just and
Just have a session with people.
yeah, and and just enjoying just the writing part of it again. Just
Yeah.
because you just when you're opening up, you want to make sure everything is right, and even when people are here,
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
yeah, even when people are here, you're more or less just making sure everybody's okay, everybody's comfortable, and instead of like
Yeah.
you being the writer and stuff like that. So that would be
Yeah.
the only like opposite side of it. I can't wait to
Yeah.
get back into that, you know,
Yeah.
full ride mode.
Yeah. Nollie, switch, regular, or fakie?
Faggy is my most comfortable right now.
Nice. That's also something that I just unlearned. Like, I'm so bad at fakie stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's like that because I don't know. It's just your rhythm or something gets a little weird because, like you said, you'll be fine at something and then you'll practice something else, and it's like you
Yeah.
almost forgot how to do that. It's almost like you kind of like default
Exactly.
for a minute while you're progressing. It's weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I sometimes feel like my skill level stayed the same and just shifted, like, from fakie tricks to nollie tricks, or, yeah.
yeah, no, no, I totally agree, and it's weird how that happens. It's like one day
Yeah.
my trays can be so butter, and then the next day it's like I can't even do it. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I can do like six kick flips in a row. Like, why I'm not even trying to do
Yeah. And
that.
and fakie tray especially is a trick that always gives me a letter in a game skate.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
but and it's and like I'm always fine if I get a letter to a trick that I've never done before,
Hmm.
like a nollie inward heel. Like, I still haven't landed a single one.
Right.
Like, I've gotten close, but yeah, never proper nollie inward heel. So if I get a letter with that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But with like a fakey tray where you can do it, but being able to do it on the spot, it's always like I just don't like how that trick feels, but I like when I land it. But yeah, it's weird.
Right. Cause yeah, it's right there. You got your one try. Boom. You gotta bust
It's like
it.
so easy that it's really hard.
Right. And if it just just sitting at your desk, you probably do it all day. I'm just sitting
Yeah,
here all day. As soon as
yeah,
they
and if
say,
you don't land it like first try, you just do like two more, and then you got a nice
and
one.
then you're
And
boom.
yeah,
But as soon as they say
yeah,
skate, you're like, oh.
yeah, it's like one trick, go. Yeah,
No, and it goes back to even like with the whole ollie or the, 180. It's just like even those simple moves always get somebody because
mm,
it's just I don't know if it's like the mental of it. It's kind of like a layup in horse. It's like Or like if you're playing
Mm.
basketball, it's like, dang, it's so easy, but if I miss it, then I feel
Yeah,
like, what the
it
heck?
messes you up.
Yeah. So there's that mental part of it. It's like, and then when you miss, you're like, oh, what the heck?
Yeah, we have some people at the Aussie shop who can whoop your ass in a game of skate on a curb
hmm
without doing a flip trick. Like there's one guy, he can do like so many weird grinds that you've never done before,
Right.
and like all of them like without a flip in. Because like for example, flip backtail
hmm
to me is like way easier than a regular ollie backtail,
Right.
and he will just do like ollie backtail, ollie blunt,
It's that
ollie
control.
feeble,
It's that control.
like fakey ollie switch feeble, like things you never do. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. It's
and even though they are simple tricks, they are anything but easy.
right. Exactly. And if you don't practice those,
Yeah,
then yeah, then you're gonna get a letter.
yeah, exactly.
Here's your letter. Here you go.
Do you
You're
have
done.
do you have any hobbies outside of fingerboarding?
I like to rap. I make rap music.
Oh,
Hopefully, we'll hear
nice,
some edits with my music on there soon. Um,
nice.
and just outside that, I'm a dad, so just being with the kids. Like,
Yeah, I think that that is a very big hobby.
yeah,
Like,
and sleep, taking naps. I used to
yeah.
be a big video game head, but past couple of
Oh,
years,
nice.
I haven't been able to play as many. Um, but yeah,
I'm still
just
a big video head,
yeah, but
but I also don't have kids, so yeah,
oh yeah, no, but
I still got that time.
right, yeah, no, but so I, really just fingerboarding and really just developing my business mind and just trying to
Yeah,
prepare for the year coming up, and I'm just so
yeah,
excited and so happy
yeah.
and
Me
grateful.
too. I'm super excited to follow your journey.
Yeah, thank you, and like just manifestation is a big thing, and
Mm,
people, just I do want to say that like you can do anything that you want. Like people just you got to believe it. Just write your goals down, put it up on the wall. You know, um,
yeah,
just whatever you want to do, you can do it. And alignment and manifestation is just a big part of why we're even sitting down talking right now. Uh, and just keep believing. Whoever it is out
yeah,
there, just keep believing in what you do. Believe in your
yeah,
company, believe in your clips. Just believe. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, the next one I'm quite interesting to hear. Because with people who've been fingerboarding for quite a while, I can usually guess, like, there's a handful of answers that I usually get. Do you have a favorite fingerboard video, and what is it?
Ooh, that is actually a great question. You might
Because
even be
with
surprised. I'm a really big
yeah,
fan of the Femblance mix.
oh
I'm a
yeah,
really big fan of that because that kind of came out during the time when I was still new. And
mm,
still fresh. So really big fan, and just the the empowerment in that video.
yeah.
Just y'all were shredding in that video.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm still like I was a bit shocked when Annie told me that I'm the opener,
right.
and yeah, was
Oh, yeah, you killed that thing. You killed that
yeah.
thing. No, that.
And it like it's also nice to have like a part that I'm because I really like that part,
hmm
and having a part that I'm proud of, being part of that project, and also now that I tore that part down and built a new one, like having like two solid videos on that park is something that yeah, that feels good.
Right. No, yeah, no, it definitely does, and so I'm also a fan of shoot any Mike Schneider video that comes out. I know they got some Nico videos and anything from
Yeah.
anything
I
like
mean,
on that. Those are next level
the
to me though.
the technical
Yeah,
stuff,
when I
yeah.
watch those videos, I'm like, okay, I need
Yeah,
to. Those
yeah,
videos kind of discourage me sometimes. I'm like, "Ooh, do I need to be fingerboarding still?"
yeah. But Nico has been fingerboarding for, yeah.
Yeah, for
I think he's close to a decade, if I remember correctly, and yeah,
right. Yeah, when I watch
and
those
also
videos,
like those are like I wouldn't say once in a generation talent, but they are few and far between. Like having an Elias Asmuth, Nico Frank, Dimitri Schlottauer, Ben Dulac, Mike Schneider, like Jay Linehan, like those are people who've been doing it forever, and also I don't really think that I will ever be as good as any of them.
they're
Like,
next level.
because like they are so super good, and for example with Ben Dulac, uh, shout outs to Ben at this point. I know that he spends like so much time fingerboarding and put so many hours in it, and yeah, that doesn't like you don't get that good from just sitting on your ass. Like,
No, not at all. Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's hours. That's
yeah,
10,000
you gotta
hours.
put in the work.
Yeah, that's your 10,000 hours of mastering something. Like they're as good at
Exactly.
fingerboarding as anybody else is good as anything they do.
Yeah,
They're as good as
exactly.
fingerboarding as NBA players as good as playing basketball. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and like there can be NBA players that are great from when they first pick up a basketball, but usually they have to do much more than that.
right. You got to put in that time. Yeah, you got to put in
Yeah,
that time. You can have the talent, but if you ain't putting that time,
yeah,
you know,
doesn't go anywhere.
yeah, and it's gonna show
Uh,
when the lights are on.
yeah, the next question is also one I'm quite interested in because I think that's something that might come up. Um, if you could get one Black River park, which one would it be?
Oh, that's what I wish Lottie was here to open that one. Because he's actually in the middle or process of ordering one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say,
Nice.
was it the G14?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's the one with the centerpiece that's a bit off angle, and the the big piece on the side.
yeah,
Hey, it's weird to describe. The one with the red rail.
yeah, yeah.
I think
I
that's
believe that's the one that
the
we're actually.
easiest.
I believe that's the one that
Uh,
we're actually gonna put in the order for.
yeah, if like I heard rumors that there might be something soon where you can see all the names of the parks,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that would help this question quite a lot if there was something where I could look at and be like, oh yeah, the G11 is this
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
because I know like
yeah.
I know what a G8 looks like, I know what a G14 looks like, I know that the last part, like I know how the last part they put out looks like. I know what a G3 looks like, a G1 and a G2,
Right,
because those were the parks when I was heavily involved in the scene.
right.
But yeah, anything in between, I'm like, which one was
You're
that?
like,
Or
yeah, no, it's so
was it
many.
that with the harbor? No, and this one, yeah,
There's so many, but that's also another thing why I love the community because of its history and there's just so
yeah.
much to learn about it.
Yeah, it's really sad that because there's a book about fingerboarding by Martin Winkler,
Oh, really?
but it's only in German, and I don't think it ever got translated into English. And yeah, that's always something where I'm like, yeah, someone should write a book, but I don't want to, because I actually have written a book in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a huge pain in the ass, and I will I never want to do that
So
again.
don't want to go down that road again.
Yeah, it was like so much time put in there, and yeah,
But you have to do like
it's
the editing, the publishing, and all of
yeah,
that.
and I mean, I had a publishing deal that actually came to me, and so it was like a very fortunate position to be in, and to actually like first create the book and then trying to get a publisher to publish it or do like a direct to consumer stuff. Like I have a full-time job. Like yeah, that's hard to do.
Right. No, no.
But someone should write a book about fingerboarding in
Somebody
English.
who's out there who wants to write
Yeah,
the book. I know
and know
there's
stuff.
an Instagram page, right? Like the history of fingerboarding.
Yeah, I think that's actually, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's run by a friend of mine from Russia,
Okay.
Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that page is very helpful too.
yeah.
I love that page. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Do you prefer a flat ground with an obstacle or a park?
Um, I just prefer outside.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very valid answer.
Yeah, I prefer outside. Like, just so I mean, I guess it would be like obstacle-ish, but
I think outside is much more comparable to a park because it's
right,
like this is what you have, and you usually can't change that much about it.
right, exactly.
Like,
It's like this is it. Here, make it do what it do.
yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah,
Like,
no,
I have this like I don't know if you can call it a theory, but um, I'm of it's I think it's more like an opinion where I think like I have a hierarchy of clips, like how I categorize clips. Because, for example, in skateboarding, when you see a video of someone doing something in the skate park, that's usually an Instagram clip. Like it's very rare that you actually see a video part with clips of a skate park in there.
right,
And because the skate park is where they practice stuff. And for me, in fingerboarding, the equivalent is a desktop. Like desktop with an obstacle
right,
is for me the equivalent of a skate park clip in skateboarding. And fingerboard park is the equivalent to a street spot because it's
right,
like this is what you have. Yes, it's built for fingerboarding, same as a skate park that's built for skateboarding, but it's much more like this is what you have. Usually, it's the first time you see that park. I mean, unless it's someone like me living in Berlin or someone,
right.
hopefully, of your regulars in the future
Yeah, no, for
who
sure.
come there all the time. But yeah, for me, it's like street skating is much more equivalent to a fingerboard park in fingerboarding, and outdoor fingerboarding is just super hard. Like a kickflip manual on a decent outdoor spot is so much harder than it looks.
Right.
It's like sometimes deceptively, like it looks so easy sometimes, and then you're standing there with your back bent like very weirdly, or you're like on your knees and your knees hurt, and like it's never comfortable to like obstacles are never like chest high and you can comfortably stand, and
Right, right. Especially if you're
like you
tall.
always
If you're
yeah
tall, like I'm 6'3", so everything is kind of low. Like,
yeah I think I'm actually I think in I would also be 6'1" or
yeah,
something.
no, you
So I'm
see, yeah, you
also
definitely seem tall.
quite tall. Yeah, I remember one outdoor clip where I had to basically like I started at knee height and landed like between my feet,
Oh,
and
sheesh.
and I had to do that trick for like 10 minutes, and like my back hurt, and I was miserable.
Yeah, I can imagine. Have you ever been outside and almost like lost your fingerboard trying to do some tricks?
Yeah, like it falling in a crack,
Yeah, just like
uh,
in a horrible
or
spot.
down the other side of a stair set where you actually have to walk down the stair
Right,
set.
but it's
Uh,
always those spots where you're like, I have to do it. I have to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I have to. Oh, that's too funny.
Heel flip or kick flip?
Ah, kickflip.
Hmm. Uh, who's your favorite fingerboarder?
Ooh, good question. I would have to say everybody in my team, fingerboarders with attitude. So let me go ahead and shout them out right now.
Hmm.
So we're gonna go. We got my boy Donnie Shreds. We got Backsmith the Fakey, my boy Joey. We got PJ Finger Breaks, Slim Benzine, James. Who else we got? I can't forget anybody. Who else we got? Oh, we got Finger Bang, aka Neek. Um, and some other people that ain't even in the clique. JG Fingerboard. Um, Shout out to Nurses Board, Maria FB. They're sick.
Oh, nice.
Um, EJ, the Fingerboard Queen. Uh, who else? Yeah,
And
I'm a big fan. I gotta, I would say,
that's a decent list. Like,
yeah, I definitely check them out. I'm trying to make sure I don't
yeah,
forget anybody in my squad though, because they're my they're my peoples, man. Shout out to FBWA.
yeah,
Making sure I don't forget anybody. I think I got everybody covered, man.
nice.
But if I did, oh, Bodie Beach Bum, my boy, Beach Bum FB. That's my guy. Yes, sir.
A lot of things for me to check out later.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Shout out to the squad, FBWA. We have an Instagram too.
Yeah, you have to send me that.
Oh yeah, no, I will.
Yeah. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm from LA and I'm half Mexican, so I have to say Mexican food or chicken wings. You know,
I mean, those are two things I could go for every day.
every day, right? Every day, no question. Big
My
fan of
boyfriend hates chicken, and I can't understand that. Like, I'm like,
chicken.
it's
Give me
the
some
perfect
chicken
food.
wings. I eat 100 of
Yeah.
them. I'm a big fan of hot dogs too. I love hot
Yeah.
dogs.
Do you have a favorite skateboarder?
Favorite skateboarder? Shoot, I grew up watching like people from back in the day. I always liked Terry Kennedy just for what he represented. He being
Hmm?
from out here. I like Nigel just because he's been killing it for so long.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
he's
I can't say that.
like some of his tricks would even be fucking technical on a fingerboard.
Like,
Like,
I mean, and he makes it look so easy and butter. It's just,
yeah,
I can't go against greatness.
yeah,
I like Day One Song. I like a lot
yeah.
of people, a few people. And there's a lot of people, man, I like that never even made it. A lot of local legends, Venice legends, rest in peace, Black Dan.
Mhm.
A lot of people in LA that were good that just never made it out.
Yeah, I mean, LA is yeah,
Yeah, for
on
sure.
a different level.
Yeah, no, for sure. Again, rest in peace, Black Dan, Venice legend, just passed away.
Um, do you like loose, tight, or medium trucks?
Medium, medium. Even when I'm regular skateboarding, I can't be too loose. I've tried them
Mm.
all. Medium, for sure.
What was your last personal NBD? So the last trick you did that you've never done before and that you were stoked on?
Oh shit, a nollie flip.
Oh,
Nollie L
nice.
flip. Yeah, I did it on accident.
That's a milestone. That's a
Yeah,
milestone trick.
and I did it off some stairs that I was practicing on here, and I shocked myself.
Nice.
I can't do it consistently now, but I definitely did it once.
The first one is the most important one.
Yeah, and I did it once. So you know, That was I
Do you
almost.
prefer?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you prefer to have one setup or multiple setups?
Um, Personally, I like one. Um, but I'm also, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Like, I'm a person that if you're new to the scene and you're new to fingerboarding, I feel like you have to learn how to do like an ollie and a kickflip on a tech deck first. I just feel like it's fundamental. Like if you can learn it there, then you can come
Yeah,
to a professional fingerboard.
maybe, but I I I like people starting out on at least a decent deck. Like the Aussie shop has I think they're like 25 euros, which would be like 35 dollars,
Right.
and they're like very cheap China trucks, cheap China bearings, but like decently made wood deck with foam grip and lock nuts.
But
And
but see, I don't know if you appreciate it though if you not touch the tech deck.
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
just
but
me personally. I just feel like to
yeah,
get, and I know maybe nobody would agree with me, but I just feel like when you first start, if you can do a kickflip on a tech deck or an
mm,
ollie, like when you get to your professional wooden board, you're just gonna appreciate it so much. And I,
yeah, that's true. But yeah, maybe it's just because I grew up with very shitty tech decks. Because back then,
no, yeah,
tech decks were crap. Like you would need to super glue the nuts into place because were no lock nuts. The wheels didn't have any bearings. You know, the tape was
right,
not
no,
really there. Like, and they were 26 millimeters, and yeah.
yeah, no, no. I feel you. Like I said, don't stick with them too long. I just,
Yeah.
if you're brand new and you really like want to have like respect for the art and the skill, then I think you have to appreciate like where it came, where that the difference in it, the difference in the actual fingerboard. Because I hate when I pull up with my fingerboard and people call it a tech deck. Like I hate that, even though just because I know that we're like in the community and it's like no, you don't even understand the whole art and the dedication that actually goes into these boards. So I don't know.
What would be your most hated trick in a game of Skate?
Most hated anytime somebody pulls out an ollie or a switch, anything.
Yeah, but you'll get there. Is there like a trick you can do, but you're afraid to do it in a game of Skate? Like with the fakey tray
Probably
for
the
me?
fakey tray that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Probably the
yeah,
fakey tray. Yeah. Like I know I could do it, but as soon as you
yeah,
say unskate, I'm like, oh shit.
exactly. Um, Plastic or urethane wheels?
I like your thing. I like your thing.
Yeah, same. Um, what's your favorite beverage?
Ooh, milk.
That's a
Milk is
very
my
nice
favorite drink in the
beverage.
world. Um,
Cats or dogs?
but if we're talking like soda or something, probably a good old can of Coke. But I could drink milk all day with any meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, same. Like I drink like when I open a can of milk, I usually finish it.
Yeah,
Like
oh yeah. I can probably drink a half a gallon. Like, right now, like, I'm sick. I think I was a baby cow in my past
yeah,
life.
same.
Something because I love milk too much.
Yeah, but now the important question: cats or dogs?
Dogs, dogs. We got three here at the shop actually.
Oh, nice,
Yeah. If anybody comes through, you'll meet them. We got Paulo, Willie, other dog we just got. I don't even know his name.
nice. Do you have any sponsors?
Me personally, I have shout out to Grouchy FBS on the East Coast and Brodex up in Oregon. They're up and coming
Hmm.
company, and also a new up and up and coming company, Ruby Lake.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, all pretty much, smaller companies that are, but very good quality. The people who run them are awesome people. Um, and in the shop, we definitely have a lot of sponsors coming through for our event. Even companies such as Black River, Dynamic.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's
a lot
cool
of
to
top
see them
companies
supporting.
will be at the event for sure.
Nice. 32 or 34 millimeter?
I started off with 34. Now I'm on the 32. So I probably say
Yeah.
the 32 right now.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I rarely hear that direction. I usually hear 32 and then 34.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured I was brand new, so I figured, hey, I'm a taller guy. I might need a little bigger board or something, bigger hands. But
Yeah.
the 32 is smooth. I'm actually curious to
Mhm.
try out my 29 Beast Pants too. I'm gonna set that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, give it a try.
yeah. That
And there's like pros and cons to all of them.
right,
Like I have a friend who's like super technical, and he writes 29, and he's like super good.
right,
And yeah, and I'm like happy in the 33.3 mark. I have two other friends who like writing a lot of outdoor,
hmm
and they're even into the like 36 millimeter territory. And yeah,
right. And what I've noticed with my different boards too, like I'm better at different tricks, depending on what board it is. Like my Grouchy
yeah,
board, I'm really good with like flips and 180s. With my Brodex, my kick flips and heel flips are super solid. My Beast Pants, I'm able to get my flips in the grinds, so
yeah,
all of them are
yeah, eventually you'll find a deck that works for most tricks.
right.
And I also find that like setup composition is really important to me. Like having like I have so many setups that have the same deck, but have like I have from the 5 luck Tech 5 shape, or the two different shapes of the Tech 5 mold. I currently have like 6 different setups, and they all have like different wheels or different trucks, and that makes such a big difference, and helps me learn some tricks. Like, for example, I had a Beast Pants a while back with super low trucks and uh, kind of small wheels, and that was my training setup because it was super light and super responsive, and I learned nollie heels on that one and switch trays
Right.
because it just was easier for me to flip that than another deck.
I got a
And
little
yeah,
more pop on that
having
one.
yeah, I don't know why, and it didn't last that long because for some reason the pop just disappeared on that deck. But yeah, while it lasted, it was quite well. It worked quite well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm definitely,
Mm.
curious to see what I'll be riding at the end of the year and just where I'll be, where my skills will be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to follow that.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you
for
have any
sure.
dream sponsors?
You said any drink sponsors?
Dream
Oh,
sponsors.
dream sponsors. Huh. Sure. Anybody from, uh, I'm a real West Coast guy, and I like supporting my home people. So
Mm.
anybody from Southern California, anybody from California like Dynamic, um, a Beast Pants,
Mm. I mean, that would be a sick lineup.
yeah, yeah, shoot, definitely. If I was sponsored by them, I'd be a happy camper. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, everybody would love to be sponsored by Blackface or Black River and stuff, but but my
Yeah,
skills ain't up to par. I know that. but
yeah,
nah, if I could land like dynamics, that would be awesome.
yeah. Um, do you have a favorite Instagram follow? So an account that you like seeing new content of the most. Could be anything.
Uh, Honestly, probably. If it was outside of Fingerboard, I like Say Cheese TV on Instagram. They give a lot of info in the hip hop community and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So I like Say Cheese
Nice,
TV.
nice. And last question: do you have a favorite overall company?
Hmm. Favorite? I don't know if I can answer that fairly right now. Um, just because I know I'm going to be dealing with so many different companies
Mm,
over the next couple of months, even before July. So I don't know if I can answer that fairly right now. But as far as who I've dealt with so far, I mean, everybody's been awesome. Everybody has been just smooth. I haven't had any problems, as far as like the companies that we already have on our
yeah,
site, Beast Pants, Kim's, Dynamics,
nice.
Brodex, like all of them. Finco, I think they're out in, I believe they're out in London, um,
Um,
or where's
I'm
Finco?
not
Maybe
sure.
it's
Could be.
Canada, somewhere international. I can't think off top, but everyone has been awesome. It's been awesome.
That's cool to hear. And you mentioned your event. You will have an event soon, right?
Yes, yes, we're having our grand opening event, July 11th, 7-Eleven. So everybody write that down. Come out. We're excited to see
Sorry,
you.
you actually cut out when you said the date, so I just
Oh,
heard
snap. Okay,
July.
hold on one second. All right, here we go. Yeah, so we're having an event, July 11th, 7-Eleven. Mark that down in your calendars. Come out. I mean, we're going to go crazy. This event is going to be fun. We're going to have raffle tickets. We're going to have giveaways, food, concert. We're going to have it all.
Nice.
We're going to have it all. And my goal is just, to have that place for the West Coast. So when everybody comes
Mm.
out here, when y'all come out, y'all have a place to come to when y'all come to California.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That.
And I can't wait to see footage of that event.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a movie, and every event's gonna get better and better. So it's just the first.
Yeah, yeah,
Excited.
yeah. That's true.
There's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
I've
a lot of surprises. A lot of surprises.
yeah,
If you're out here, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
nice. I think this brings us to the end. Unless there's anything else you want to shout out or that you want to mention.
I just want to make sure, give my little shout out to my boy Lottie, aka Finger Flip. My baby's being disruptive now. But
Yeah,
he like I said, he's been a tremendous help. He's been running the page, doing all the promotion. Every time y'all see anything, Playhouse Fingerboard Shop, probably him, holding it down. Shout out to my team, Fingerboarders with Attitudes. Y'all know who y'all are. Hopefully we can come back with all the squad on here one night and hang with you and get us all on here at
nice.
one time and just have a party,
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I can't wait to do that at the Aussie shop again soon. Like just having the usual squad there and
yeah.
just having a session until we don't want to anymore.
Yeah, and I hate to forget, like, shout out to the other shops who've been so helpful. Just anytime I had questions or just giving me a virtual tour of their shop, such as like Good Vibes and this FB.
Yeah,
Anytime
yeah. This is on my list. I think this FB is like the last one that I haven't talked
oh
to.
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
cracking.
Flashcard also, but yeah,
Yeah,
they.
they're popping. They got it lit out there in Colorado. So
Mm,
all the shops that I've reached out, and even I see everyone has showed us much love and support, and just
Yeah.
receiving that
Yeah,
love.
we all want to see you succeed.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
yeah,
appreciated it, and I felt that genuineness from everyone. And you know, we ain't trying to upset y'all. We're coming, you know, with some heat,
yeah,
and we're just excited to push the scene forward, and just excited for everybody to come out and hang with us and vibe out, you know. But when y'all
yeah,
come here, y'all better be ready to ride. You know what I mean? Come here showing them skills off. Just come here, you know. Don't be playing around here.
yeah,
Shoot. You know, y'all better come with it. Anybody could beat
yeah.
me too, man. Whoever could beat me, I got some giveaways for you. That shouldn't be too hard.
Nice. Yeah, I think this is a perfect place to wrap it up. So, yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you, thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Oh, and oh my bad. One more time, I gotta tell people again: manifestation and alignment. Whatever you want to do, believe in. Write that shit down on a piece of paper. Put it on your wall where you see it every day. Put it on your steering wheel. Whatever you want to do, you can accomplish it. And that's real shit. And thank you,
Yeah.
Yana, very, very much. Like I said, it's been, my honor. It's always been a goal of mine to be able to sit down and tell a piece of my story. Hopefully, I can come back again and we can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. For sure.
So, yeah, thank you for being my guest, and thank you everyone for listening. And you'll catch me in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.